Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here for another mini update video, gaming news related, nothing to do with the channel, even though it could result in something in the channel. And already I have to say, a couple of days late, had stuff going on, well, not because, you know, the Nintendo Direct that just happened in February 2019 was very late at 10 o'clock here around our area in the UK, but I had stuff to do both, well, yesterday, which is the Thursday, so, that's a problem. But, jumping straight into things, if we do a little switch here, get it, we have Deltarune on Switch, and we've got the video here right now on YouTube. Hopefully we won't have issues. I'm just going to be going through a few things, only like certain key images or stuff. I'm not going to actually watch the actual video because it's less than 50 seconds. You guys know what it is. But if you remember, link in the card above or in the description below, I have actually played Deltarune on the channel, a blind first reactionary playthrough on the PC when it first launched, and that was basically just not the usual let's play kind of thing. It's just seeing what the whole thing was, because it was originally an update video that became something of its own thing, and then it became a whole series of Chapter 1, and it is Chapter 1. The thing is, though, from what we see here, I mean, nothing really major. I mean, let's go through it first. So, this dog will rule your day. So, it goes through, like, the little intro saying that it's literally just for those who completed Undertale. I mean, that was said beforehand when it was first launched on PC. A new experience by Toby Fox. Deltarune Chapter 1. And then it's like, now for your spoiler-free trailer, which just sticks a bunch of dogs over stuff. So, this, I mean, obviously, if you haven't, well, it's spoiler-free. This is what you see. So, but I'll say this right now. This is near the end of Chapter 1. But remember, Chapter 1 isn't its own full game. It's only Chapter 1 of a much more bigger thing. But Chapter 1 is separated, not only as like a sort of demo or precursor, but also because it can stand on its own as a separate game in terms of content. I mean, like I said, with the playlist that I have already referenced when I first played through it on Chapter 1, there is actually a secret boss battle, that's all I will say. So, yeah, it's still got quite a lot of content, and it comes out on the 28th of February as well, which, at the time of recording this, is the 15th, so literally just halfway there already. So, halfway through the month anyway. I don't know why he did this. It's like, yes, this is just Toby Fox being Toby Fox. It's like, oh yeah, we're not going to show you the faces of the new characters or the bullets, so you don't know what the theme is, but it's just bullet hell dodging. But it does show the new design. I like how it's also changed the names of the characters that you have to work with. It's so you don't even know the names, which I guess actually is a bit of a spoiler for those who haven't done it already. Get off me, you stupid mutt! And this actually, coming back to this bit, this is like the only original scene that isn't actually in Chapter 1 on PC. Like I said, I'm not entirely too sure if Deltarune Chapter 1 on PC has been changed or updated. I don't know if the Switch version, which is soon coming to PS4 by the way, if you check the Deltarune website, link in the description below as well, it will actually say it's coming soon to PS4 as well, which makes sense because Undertale's on PS4 and it's for Undertale players, so it would make sense if it's on the same systems, although it's coming to Switch first and not PlayStation, even though it was the other way around because Toby wanted Undertale on a Nintendo console before the PS4, but or other consoles in general. But you know, Game Maker had an exporting update for PS4 first before the Switch exporting came along. So yeah, that explains that. But anyway, we don't actually see this. In fact, we do not even see. Well, the person on the left. Try not to name names here. You got the green pointy hat in the middle. You got this purple person to the right, which isn't a human, but we've also got this blue looking dude in armor on the left, my left, and yeah, it's that I'm pretty sure that's a sprite that wasn't used in the original, so I don't know if this is like just made for the trailer, or if this is a Chapter 2 thing, or if it is actually in Chapter 1. Because, yeah, that's the thing. We don't know if Chapter 1 has changed, because, I mean, after the scene happens here, it just shows the annoying dog, obviously, because that's supposed to be Toby Fox. There are not that many dogs in the game, and there you are. You have your release date for Nintendo eShop for free, but then it says, more chapters currently in development. that are not free, and all the other chapters, Toby Fox has said originally that other than chapter 1 being its own separate thing, chapters 2 and onwards, pretty much the rest of the entire game is its own separate, well, it will be separate, but they won't be all individual chapters. It'll be split like that in gameplay, but it won't, like, you know, be chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, you know, it will just be one separate whole download. The whole game will be sold in one package, but it will still be split into chapters, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like Back to the Future, the game, which is technically part 4, that had all 5 chapters in the game. They all played as separate games, but they were all in one package, if that makes sense. Not in their initial release, but on all the compilation packs that were for Wii, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And, yeah, so that's a thing. Which we're not going to get a sequel to that now, because Telltale got out of business. But now I'm just going off on completely different tangents. That is Deltarune. Now, this is the thing I need to bring up. When Chapter 1 was out for a few days, Toby Fox on the actual Deltarune Twitter, which is the Undertale Twitter, but now it's Undertale and Deltarune, pretty much did like a Q&A kind of thing, and pretty much answered questions, or potential questions that players may have, which are actually really good and not jokes like it used to be with Undertale. When people were asking, is it got any connection to Undertale or anything, he said, think of it as its own separate thing, and the best way to see it that way is like with the Final Fantasy games. They all have similar lore, they all have a Cid, who is a similar character in every game, but always different at the same time, and yeah, similar themes are used. In this case, like with Undertale and Deltarune, they both have the same lore, like monsters, humans, and how they're different, as well as, you know, soul power. Determination isn't used, but that was a research term that was used for the power of the soul in Undertale. That's kind of a thing. And you know, you got similar characters like Toriel, who are pretty much the same, but they're also a bit different. Like I said, like Final Fantasy, it's probably best to think about it like that. Of course, people want it to be connected to Undertale in some way. Maybe Toby Fox is pulling our leg like the dog he is, but that might be that may be like a complete like push you away from like certain conventions, but it may also not be as connected as we would like to think. So that's up in the air. Second of all, one of the other important question was, is this what the game is actually going to be? Or is things going to be changed, like basically focusing on Chapter 1, and he said things for Chapter 1 could change, but now that it's on consoles, or coming to consoles because it's not technically out yet, even though you can pre-order the free download Chapter 1, because Chapter 1 is always free on no matter what device you get it from, you can pre-order, you can basically download it right now on Switch, but obviously it's not playable yet. It's counted as a pre-order, but that makes me wonder, now that it's on consoles, this must mean that Chapter 1 is finalised. Everything in Chapter 1 is finalised. So, is there anything different? I mean, I'm guessing the PC version, if it had an update or not, I'm pretty sure it didn't have an update, but it's not tied to Steam, so you wouldn't know unless you check the website, but I'm pretty sure there was no update, unless there's going to be an update on the 28th of February, which is literally in 2 weeks from now. So that could be something, and if there is, then that means that if there is an update for it could just be bug patches to coincide with a more stable console version that is later than the PC release. Because for one thing, if you check the Switch eShop, the images of the game show that the game has borders, which the PC version did not have. So again, console exclusive bonuses, even though it's just very minor, it's just to fill up the 16:9 ratio, and on your computer you could just have your desktop background be anything. If once it does come out, I mean, I'll record myself playing it just in case. I'll treat it like a normal video, but if there isn't anything new, because I don't want to blast through it either, I want to enjoy it again because I've only played it the one time, is there anything actually different? And if there isn't, then obviously that video will never see the light of day, because there'll be no reactions from me, effectively. I'll just be like, oh, it's exactly the same. But if that's the case, then that must mean that he was on the fence about changing things, but he didn't actually change anything and just made it for consoles. But this must mean that for consoles, if it's getting released for consoles, Chapter 1 of Deltarune getting released for consoles, that must mean that it's finalised, because changing it so drastically at this point, because of consoles, because you don't normally hear games being drastically changed while it is out on consoles. So this must mean that Chapter 1 is finalised, but is there any changes? Is there not any changes? That's the question. Are there changes? Is there any additional content? Is there any exclusive content for the console versions? Because it is still part of the entire Deltarune game that isn't full yet. It just makes you wonder, really. And it does say Chapter 1 when you download it on Switch, because I have it. If there is any changes, do you want me to actually do first reactions? Of course, that means if I do that, that means I'm taking out more of my free time in order to do that and not continue on Spyro 2, which we're already quite behind on yet again. Funnily enough, Spyro 1 got pushed a little bit behind because of this very game when it came out on PC, because it came out of nowhere. And now, finally, a direct comes along and this has been said, hey, it's coming out in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a heads up at least, but we don't know if there's anything changed, so if that's the case, I can play it at my own time. That's pretty much it when it comes to Deltarune. Once the whole game is out, the fan gamer might actually do physical copies like they did for Undertale, and this is just yet more, it just gets, like, Deltarune out there for other Undertale players that may not have it on the PC. So, because since Undertale was now on PS4 and PS Vita, it hasn't been confirmed for PS Vita, only PS4. So, that's interesting. But yes, Undertale has been on for PS Vita, PS4, Switch, and PC. And now Deltarune is getting onto all the platforms that Undertale is already on. Which makes a lot of sense, because some Undertale players may not have played Undertale on PC, so why would they have played it on the PC if they couldn't install it? They may just have a Chromebook, they may just run on a phone, they may be on a Mac, and I'm pretty, well, even though that Deltarune had a Mac install, I don't think Undertale was readily available on Mac until quite late on, so I don't know. It's just a few other things in the air there, but it's nice to see that Deltarune's actually coming out for other stuff, and of course, you know, once the full game is out, or maybe once I know literally everything about Chapter 1, because it could be forever until the rest of Deltarune is available, because like I said, all the chapters will be released at once, not individually, so that's what Toby Fox has said, so that's confirmed for now, unless he changes his mind, and it is actually more monetary feasible for him to release them chapter by chapter, but I don't think that's his idea. But yeah, and like I said, but once if it's been too long and I feel like I want to do a Let's Play of Chapter 1 at least, then we'll do that, and then we'll continue Deltarune once the full game is out, or once the full game is out, we'll just do the whole of Deltarune as an actual proper Let's Play, in the same style that we did our Undertale Let's Play, which was a pretty much a normal Let's Play on True Pacifist, but it was also a fan dub featuring all my friends and family doing voices for the characters, including yours truly, so obviously heavily modified in Audacity for a robotic voice. I was the fabulous Metaton, and obviously I did all the NPCs because I was playing the game. I see Frisk and Kara as female, but because I'm playing the game, I kind of have to voice those characters because I'm the one controlling them in the non-meta sense. Other than that, though, that's pretty much all I have to say for Undertale. I mean, there is obviously some other Nintendo Direct things I guess I'll just mention for the sake of it being here. We have a remake of Zelda Link's Awakening, which I don't like the graphics of at the moment. I mean, it is a it's pretty much a literal 3D one-to-one translation of what the Game Boy graphics look like. But I liked the anime opening more than what I saw the gameplay-wise, if that makes any sense. I was picturing it more of a Link Between Worlds graphic style. And Super Mario Maker 2, yet another game that's just been crossed off the Wii U. Now we've got an even better one, and it includes slopes. So that's pretty much the highlights of stuff that I want to pick out from that. Starlink's got more Star Fox stuff coming soon, so that means that the Switch version is now definitely the definitive edition. You get 4 pilots for the price of 1 with Fox McCloud, because you get Peppy, Slippy, and Falco, so that's amazing, and I play the game a lot, so that's cool. Other than that, there's not really much else that I need to point out that really struck me on the Direct. It was actually quite lukewarm for me. But other than that, Deltarune was the main thing, which is what this video is about. That's what I've talked about, and with the next video of whatever comes out on the channel, guys, I will see you guys next time. I hope you check out the Discord. I'll hope you see you there. We'd like to theorise on Undertale and Deltarune stuff, especially since this trailer came out. And obviously check the Patreon as well if my video doesn't see the light of day because it's not good enough, I might upload it as a bonus for Patreon. Check out the bonuses there. It's only $1 a month. And I'll see you guys next time for anything else on the channel and for more Spyro. See you guys next time.